Priscilla Presley met the biggest music star in the entire world when she was only a young teenager, living far from home in a foreign country, and no one around her could have guessed that this simple meeting would shape almost every part of her future life. She was born Priscilla Ann Wagner on May 24, 1945 in Brooklyn, New York, though she spent most of her early years moving between different places because her family had connections to military life, eventually settling for a period in Germany. It was there in 1959, at just 14 years old, that she was introduced to Elvis Presley, who was 24 at the time and serving as a soldier in the United States Army stationed overseas. Their meeting quickly turned into a real emotional bond, something that seems unusual today given the age difference. But at the time, it set the course for the rest of her life. The two spent time together during his years in Germany, writing letters and building a connection that only grew stronger as time passed, even after Elvis eventually returned home to the United States. Priscilla eventually moved to Memphis, Tennessee, to continue her education and stay closer to him, living under strict guidelines set by both her family and Elvis's inner circle, since maintaining her reputation and image mattered enormously in that era. As the years passed, their relationship deepened, and by 1967, when Priscilla was 21 years old, the two finally got married in a private ceremony in Las Vegas that captured attention from fans and media across the entire country. The following year, in 1968, they welcomed their only child together, a daughter named Lisa Marie Presley, whose birth brought the couple even closer during a period when Elvis's career was reaching new heights of global fame. However, being married to one of the most famous men on the planet came with enormous pressure, and their relationship gradually became more difficult behind closed doors. Priscilla has spoken openly in later years about how different their daily life truly was compared to the public image fans saw, describing a marriage where loyalty and trust were tested repeatedly, especially due to the intense attention Elvis received from fans and other women during his career. Eventually, the pressure became too much, and the couple divorced in 1973, though they remained on friendly terms afterward, continuing to share responsibility for raising their daughter together. Even after the divorce, Priscilla stayed closely connected to Elvis's life and legacy, especially after his sudden and shocking death in 1977. In the years that followed, she took on a major leadership role in managing his estate, working to protect his name, his music, and his historic home, Graceland, from being mishandled or lost through poor business decisions. She helped transform Graceland into a major public attraction, allowing fans from all over the world to visit and experience a piece of his life firsthand, all while ensuring the business behind his legacy remained profitable and respected for decades afterward. Priscilla didn't stop there. She also built her own independent career, stepping into acting roles on television and in film, becoming especially well known for a comedic role in a popular series of movies, where she proved she could hold her own as a performer completely separate from her past marriage. Beyond acting, she explored business ventures of her own, including fashion, fragrance, and home goods, showing that she had ambitions far beyond simply being remembered as someone's former wife. In her personal life, she formed a long-term relationship with a screenwriter, and the couple welcomed a son together in the late 1980s, though that relationship eventually ended as well. Priscilla has said publicly that she never wanted to remarry after Elvis, believing that no future relationship could ever truly measure up to what she once shared with him. Over the years, she has written multiple memoirs detailing her life with and without him, offering fans a closer, more honest look into a relationship that was often surrounded by myth and public assumption. Even decades after his death, she continues speaking about their years together with remarkable openness, describing both the deep affection they shared and the very real struggles that came with loving someone the entire world was watching. Her story is not simply about marrying someone famous. It is about a young woman who grew up far too quickly under enormous public pressure, faced heartbreak in very public ways, and still managed to carve out her own identity, her own career, and her own lasting legacy long after the marriage that first introduced her to the world came to an end.